Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Classic Elite Reviews. This is Scott from the ClassicElite.com podcast. Today I am taking a look at Konami's amazing game, Castlevania Lords of Shadow for the Xbox 360. Now first, I do have to say this, I absolutely love this game, and probably more than most reviews or videos that you've seen. So the first bit of awesomeness that you'll notice is that you hear Patrick Stewart's voice in the narration. So let's check that out. Hope you can hear it.
You will trouble mankind no more, and when you are gone into the void, know that love destroyed you in the end.
Yes, gotta love Patrick Stewart. So let's first start off by talking about graphics. Now, this video is not going to do the game justice. It really is absolutely gorgeous. Now, I do have to say that I am really new to modern gaming, so this might not be fair to say, but it is the best looking game that I have ever seen. It really impresses me. So right here is some of the platforming in the game. As you can see, you can go up ledges pretty quickly, and also your whip is very responsive when it comes to actually scaling walls or traversing along different obstacles. So as you can see here, I've gone up, down, left, and right, and shimmied my way along to a nice ornate window. So I use my whip, do a little push off the glass, and here's one of my favorite animations in the game. Now, this is a cutscene that you actually see quite often, or not this particular one, but you do see lots of different cutscenes in the game, and I think that they actually add a lot to the gameplay, and it draws me into the story without feeling like I'm just absolutely watching a movie. As you can see, a creature is about to form. Looks more like a ring wraith from Lord of the Rings. Now, these guys are pretty pesky, and what I wanted to do here was just show you some of the gameplay action and whip action. The game is very responsive, the whip is very quick, and I'm using pretty simple moves right here. I've unlocked more complicated ones, but just for simplicity's sake, I did want to show you what the game was capable of pretty early on, and I think that's a lot of fun. Now that is a satisfying way to kill a pesky enemy. Now the light and the shadow magic in this game play a really cool role and have a really cool strategy. When you see red around you, then you have shadow engaged, and when you see blue, of course that would be the light magic engaged. And the reason this adds a cool strategy to the game is whenever you have the shadow magic engaged, you actually do more damage to your enemy with every strike, whereas with light engaged, you actually regain some health. I think that's a really cool feature to the game, and it's not necessarily a risk reward system, but it does allow you to really change up your gameplay and attack enemies in a different manner. So after a little bit more platforming, what we do is we actually come up to a boss fight. I didn't want to show you a big epic titan fight or one too far in the game. I also didn't want to give any spoilers. So here is the Crow Witch, and basically what I'm doing is showing a cutscene here to show how the game really has an epic sort of a feel, but also that it really kind of draws you into the character of Gabriel. You really do feel like you are alone and you are very tiny on this very grand castle ledge. So as you can see here, we have a lot of crows blowing by me, and out of nowhere you will see the witch appear. Yeah, pretty scary, right? Well, anyways, the boss utilizes pattern-based play as well as traditional hack-and-slash elements. So what I do is I use this pattern and hit the bird back in the face. Then I'm also hacking and slashing to get rid of enemies that the bird put down. Now, I want you to pay close attention here, because there's a game mechanic I haven't explained. There's a timing feature right there. And when you use that timing feature, if you nail it, you actually destroy the enemy right then and there, or take control of it. Now, when you miss it, you have to do it all over again, and the enemy sometimes will regain health, which is kind of a pain. So, as you can see, I went back through the pattern of catching a rock, or an egg, I guess, and throwing it back at the bird. Now that we are airborne, I do want to take a second here to look at this particular scene, because even though this gameplay element of mashing the button is very, very simple, this happens quite a few times in the game, but it actually adds because you can see more of what's going on around and appreciate the graphics. So, what we are doing here is finally beating this boss. Based on some different timing features, you actually hook your whip onto the skull of the bird and rip its little head off. And it spews off this black venomous type of stuff, and there you go. The bird has fallen, you have defeated this particular enemy. And like most video games that are set in an epic style, once you beat an enemy, you start to see the castle dissolve and break away and all that fun stuff. But it's a cool feature to the game for sure, and it's something that I guess I'm kind of glad that they added in. It made it feel like an old traditional type of a game. So, well, that wraps up my review of Castlevania Lords of Shadow. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you'd like to hear more or see more from Classic Elite, go to ClassicElite.com. Listen to our podcast or watch our other reviews. You can also follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/ClassicElite. I do want to draw everyone's attention over to the Konami website so you can learn more about Lords of Shadow. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.